Hello, everyone. Hello once again, and welcome to the Middle East Hyojong Forum that is sponsored by the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, IAYSP, in the Middle East and North Africa. My name is Daniela Andreozzi, and I am one of the coordinators of the Middle East Hyojong Forum. I'm your MC for today's session, so I want to welcome all of you, or welcome back if you already are used to come to our meetings. So the Middle East Hyojong Forum is now featuring young people from the Middle East region who are contributing to positively impacting society and implant a culture of art in their surroundings. Today, it is time to see the Jordanian youth in action. We are going to listen to two wonderful speakers sharing their experiences and the work they are doing to empower the youth in Jordan. Before starting, I want to remind that for today's session, there is translation available in two languages, Arabic and Japanese, and also English when one of the speakers will speak Arabic. So please click on the globe icon at the bottom right of the screen and enter your selected channel. Well, I think now if you are in the correct channel, you can hear me in the right translation. So if you have any question, also please, I want to encourage you to feel free to send any of your questions or reflections to the chat moderator in the chat box, because we will have our Q&A session at the end. And now it's my pleasure to invite the first speaker of today's session to the virtual floor, Mr. Abdullah Ajabur. Mr. Ajabur is a researcher in political sociology. His research focuses mainly on the relationship between society and the state, and youth issues and social movements, democratic transformation in the Arab region, and citizenship that embraces cultural and religious diversity. He is also a member of the UNESCO Regional Programme to Prevent Violent Extremism, a member of the MENA Youth Committee with Religions for Peace Global Movement, RFB, a member of the International Visitor Leadership Program with the US Department of State on Civil Society and NGO Management 2021-2022. Currently, he holds the position of Executive Director of the Citizenship Center in Jordan. So today he will speak in Arabic. So if you need English translation, please go to the translation channel. So now let me welcome Mr. Abdullah Ajabur.
مرحبا جميعا. شكرا دانيلا. اسمحوا لي سأتحدث باللغة العربية.
I will be speaking in Arabic. Thank you for the translator who is translating now to help me convey my message and translate what I'm going to say today, of course, to English and Japanese. And my greetings to everyone in the beginning. I want to say thank you again, Daniela. My name is Abdullah Jabbour. I am from Jordan. I am a researcher in political sociology, and I'm the founder and the executive director of the Citizenship Center in Jordan. The Citizenship Center is an NGO, non-governmental organization, which was founded in 2016. And this week marks the 6th year of the center. And today actually marks the day of the 6th year of the center being founded. So we're very happy to be here with you today in this very special day. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. The Citizenship Center is a youth organization. The name is Citizenship for Sustainable Development. It has two parts, one about citizenship and one about sustainable development. The idea of founding it started in 2016. We are a group of young people who are active in the society from Jordan and other Arabic countries or Arab nations like Tunisia, Morocco, Iraq, Yemen, Bahrain, and Palestine. The idea started because the region was seeing so many changes politically and so in the society. There was lots of conflict and violence we could see in Arab nations. And there was also the revolutions and demonstrations in most of the nations in the region. In 2016, we found that there is an issue in democracy and democratic transition, and this problem is connected to the citizenship. There is a problem in the relationship with others, the other who is different in culture, who is different in belief, and who is different in even political beliefs or religious beliefs. There is also an issue relating to the identity. Also, there's an issue relating to also diversity, and also an issue with our change differences, and also to speak to each other. We found that democratic transition will not succeed unless there is a citizenship, active citizenship that can embrace this diversity that is present in the society, in the Jordanian and the Arab society. This citizenship, it's important to have this social contract between the citizen and the society. So the center was founded, and we had the goal, the major goal of enforcing the values of citizenship in the societies, Arab societies. And this is the citizenship that really embraced diversity, cultural diversity and religious diversity, because this action will help build peace and also will help build democracy, especially that the region, especially the Arab region and the Middle East region and North Africa, they have a lot of diversity, is religious or ethnic or even political, and also in thoughts. That's why there is this big issue in the relationship with other people. And that's why we have to find a safe, a common ground where we can have dialogue. So in order to achieve the whole benefit for the whole. So we started working on executing these goals through different programs and curriculum. The first thing we did, we made a training program for the youth in the Middle East and North Africa that relates to the citizenship and diversity, which is how can we live together and participate in a positive way for the general purpose or the public good, so that we can achieve our future goals and we can make a future as young people through good citizenship and active citizenship in which we respect the others who are different in thoughts and beliefs. So this program started, and this training program that we designed, we train the youth and we prepare also trainers. We do a training of trainers on this program from Middle East countries and North Africa. So they can take these ideas and give it to the societies through the NGOs, non-governmental organizations. So in our center also we train societies. Also we train organizations and women and youth in universities and young adults about the value of citizenship. We have also developed, and also we have learned from the UNESCO, and also I could benefit from my relationship with the UNESCO. So we developed this concept of citizenship that can also include digital citizenship, international citizenship, and also and citizenship for the young and the children. So this training is a training program. The second thing we focus on is to develop the skills of the organization through digital networking or digital advertisement, because in the Arab region there is illiteracy in the digital information. There is regression in this culture of digital culture. So we believe that if the society has a good digital culture, then they can receive more information, and it will also fix the problem that we have in the Arab world, which is the hate speech that is in the digital world. So we build the capacities of the organizations through a curriculum of citizenship to deal with the crisis and the issue of this hate speech in the digital network, by enforcing critical thinking and also supporting the organization, civil society organizations, with tools and methods to help them produce advertisement content and social media content that can accept diversity, that can respect others, that has a good level of professionalism, and also that has many peace messages. And also we empower them and give them the tools that they can check the information they get to make sure that they are not fake, and also to identify this hate speech and this violent speech. So we focus on building those skills in this digital advertisement by serving, advocating citizenship, diversity, and peace, and respect of the others, and respect of the dignity of the humanity in this important stage. Another thing, the third thing we focus on, that we use a curriculum that help people prepare political papers. We do researches and studies by getting people's opinions, and also making discussion platforms in the society, between the decision makers and international organizations. And then we help prepare those papers that really support the sustainable development goals and focus on the issues of citizenship. We focus on these political papers because countries need a civil society that is a partner with the country, and that can support them by its expertise and support them in making decisions. That's why we prepare these political papers that relate to the culture and the citizenship and the youth, and also the general opinion, and also youth participation in politics, and also the state of women, political papers about women, about the public opinion, and also about extremism, violent extremism, and this hate speech, and of course religious diversity, cultural diversity in the Arab region. Another thing also is that we design programs relating to the youth and the democratic transition. Through it, we build capacities of the youth and the teenagers and women to help them how to participate actively in making this successful democratic transition. This is through specialized programs that is special for each country. We have specialized programs for Tunisia, and some of them are special for Iraq, and also for Jordan and Yemen. Through this local society, we design these programs that is special to each community, so that the youth can be active partners in making the future, this democratic future. So we make good societies that believe in peace. And also through this work, we build on the basic idea that's spoken by the UNESCO, that violence is built in the minds of men and women. So we need to build peace in their minds. From this idea, we are focusing on the youth, and that this work can really happen in the future. So really, we have to work harder on peace building, which is positive peace, active peace, and not the political peace of appearances that just stop wars. We want to go forward by really activating the value of peace as a positive, active peace. This will be a true peace, and not just a peace for the benefit of the political parties that is temporary, or just to stop a specific conflict, or just for the benefit of a special group. In the end, I want to say to you, thank you so much. We in the Citizenship Center, we are very happy to cooperate with you in this forum, and also this Youth and Students for Peace. And we are ready to cooperate with any party or group that want to collaborate with our NGO. I thank you so much. We have so many success stories, but there is not enough time to share everything. But I want to share one story that last month in the Citizenship Center, in collaboration with our partners in Jordan, we could input the curriculum of the citizenship into the schools, the public schools of Jordan. Well, that is through a new educational curriculum that will be taught to the students for the first time in the history of Jordan. Will be started from the next semester. For us, this is a great success, and we're very proud of it. And we have trained the teachers to how to teach these materials to the students about citizenship, which we have designed. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much to you. Actually, we need to thank you very much for what you said, and thank you for your inspiring intervention. And yes, you talked about many things. You talked about the importance of educating. Yeah, we have a culture of violence everywhere, so educating to a culture of peace. And thank you for sharing also about your victory in sending this curricula also to the schools. I think we need to start educating young children from primary school, even earlier, about peace. So thank you, and I want to say happy birthday also to this Citizenship Center that today celebrate the 6 years, as you said. I didn't know before, so I want to congratulate you for your achievements, and thank you for your achievements, and also many more victories around the way. And so we want to thank you for your inspiring presentation. And we wanted to hear more, but I'm sure we can hear more from you in the Q&A session. So thank you so much once again. And yes, on this note, it's time now for me to introduce our second speaker for today. Also from Jordan. So today I want to let me introduce you, Mr. Anas Bilia. Mr. Bilia is a holder of a bachelor degree in nursing and a bachelor degree in pharmacy, and is a master degree student of clinical psychology. He is a member of the Royal Commission for the Modernization of the Political System in Jordan, Youth Political Empowerment Committee. He is the executive director of the Athar Organization for Youth Development, which is one of the safe youth spaces that are concerned with empowering youth and reaching a state that regulates its work by laws and regulations, and is also concerned with youth and peace and creating common grounds for youth dialogue. Athar is based on 5 programs: psychological support, education, empowering youth politically, empowering youth economically, and finally, culture. It is concerned with enriching scientific Arabic content on search engine. So, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Anas Biglia. Welcome. Fine. I think there are some problems. I hope they will be solved soon. Okay.
Thank you. Daniela.
Okay. Wait a moment. So we are trying to contact him directly. He's fixing now the problem. So meanwhile, we can prepare, to receive his message better. Yeah, I always like when there are problems in Zoom because they allow us to focus more. Yeah.
Maybe while yes تفضل
بالمناسبة دانيلا، جمعية أثر الذي يرأسها الزميل أنس الدكتور أنس هي من شركاء مركز المواطن.
of Athar is one of the partners of the Citizenship Center. They have worked with us and really supported our work. And Anas is my colleague, and he works in an area that is very important in Jordan. And they have lots of conflict there and problems, and also it has lots of refugees. And also it's one of the most very important organizations that work with the young people. So welcome back, Anas.
It seems like I'm so sorry. It seems like I have internet connections were lost. I'm so sorry for that. Actually, first of all, I don't know if you heard me before when I start, but okay, this is the first time. Thank you, Daniela, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you for having me and let me in on the on this. And I would like also to take the opportunity to congratulate Mr. Abdallah Jbour for all the huge effort and the 6th birthday of his organization. They do actually and still do a huge effort for all the Jordanian citizens and also in the MENA. First of all, I would like also to start about our organization. It's called Athar for Youth Development Society. Athar, it's mean the impact or trace. We started 2013. Before that, actually, Athar came as a response for the university violence in Jordan from the universities, from the Jordanian universities. There's like an extreme behaviors and the violence back to 2010, 2012. One of our colleagues were killed and murdered due to this, unfortunately, to this violence inside the universities. So me and my colleagues actually try to figure out solutions and why the people actually suffering from all these things and lead them to do like harmful behaviors and extreme behaviors, even in the universities. So that's why we start to establish an organization based on Jordan, try to provide psychosocial supports to relieve all the stressors from the youth, to empowerment the youth, and all of these kinds services. That's why we start 2013, and we choose a city between Amman, it's the capital of Jordan, and Az-Zarqa, it's called Al Rusaifa. It's one of the highest population density in Jordan, or not in Jordan, it's in the world. It's about 1 million person lived on 34 kilometers. And the majority of the community of Rusaifa, it's from youth. And we're talking about the also the many densities. There's like there's like many sects, many religions from the community of Rusaifa. We're talking about the Muslim, Sunni, Shia. We're talking about the Christian people. And also we have Shishan, Charkas, Druze. It's like one of the also like one of the highest diversity in the world. So we try to build a safe space in Al Rusaifa. After that, I want to share with you a small presentation about Athar, what we actually having to work on it. If you allow me just to share it with you. We have this slogan. Actually, Athar, it's a non-profit organization. We're focusing on common ground for dialogue and youth empowerment. Our message to provide a safe space for youth to build their capacity and try to achieving sustainable development goals, empowerment the women, and raise the quality of education through providing adequate psychosocial supports. Athar actually had 3 goals to focus on: protection for youth from high-risk behaviors through psychosocial supports, focus on the foundation community basis, the family, school, universities, and we build the arts and cultural inside the community of Jordan. Athar actually have 5 major projects. We focus on the BSS. We have 3 running projects inside it. Awafi Center. Awafi Center, it's a place, it's the wellness center. It's the place to provide psychological support from the most vulnerable youth in Rusaifa, especially for the people who suffering from many stressors, and the people who the backfighters, the people who have ISIS ideation, and the people came back from Syria. They actually recruited by Daesh. We provide them with psychological support. We have like a psychiatrist and psychologist, psychotherapist. After that, we have like the other project. It's called Nubadir for youth. It's the initiative youth. And the 3rd project, we have the health of your body in your mind. This actually components focused on psychosocial support and psychological support for youth. The 2nd project we have it's the program under education. It's non-formal education. We have 2 projects. The first one, it's called Limbic Zone. The second one, it's the Little Engineer. The 3rd program, Peace Building. Peace Building have 2 initiatives under it. Activation the law of 2250 the other one, it's hello. Sorry. Okay. After that, we have the cultural program. It's to build the scientific Arabic content on social media, and raise to not labeling or stereotyping any people from the community. The other one, we have the livelihood. Livelihood actually based on the analysis that we did on the Rusaifa community that shows how much the people actually lead the financial issues lead them to make a harmful situation and harmful behaviors. So that's why we have a livelihood project, and we lead them. This is the BSS. Actually, we have an origami exercise, cheese training, and mental training. This actually training to relieve all the symptoms and stressors from the children. The livelihood project, we have many projects actually to do, like bazaars to build the capacity for the women to raise their businesses, and we provide micro funds and for the women to start their own businesses. And we open like a mini workshop outside the CBO. It's for empowerment the girls to give like small businesses such like mobile fixed. They provide services like fixing the mobiles through software and hardware for women's, because we have women's actually wearing their hijab, and they didn't want anyone to, they didn't feel secure if they provide their phones for the for men to fix it when they need fix. So this workshop actually led by women, and they provide services for the women. And actually we have like build the capacity for the youth when before they go to the labor market, how about their rights, about their how they can figure out which with the personal interview, how they can go through it, how they can select their major in the universities based on the market needs, what all kind of these training sessions. The education, actually, as I mentioned, we have like the Limbic Zone project. It's for children to the two projects actually aim to motivate the two sides of brain to work and make the children actually upgrade to the critical thinking and analytical thinking. Actually, this project targeting 2,000 beneficiaries on yearly basis. Peace building, this is one of the best projects that we work on it, because it's like open a dialogue for the youth, and we provide them with a small amount to start their own initiatives in the community. So we upgrade the feeling of belonging, and so they can relieve all the stressors they face it. The fifth one, it's about the culture. Culture, actually, we try to build, we create scientific Arabic content on social media, because the Arabic content on social media through it's not more 5% of the content on all the social media. So unfortunately, we have the lowest content on the world. So that's why we try to build an Arabic content based on the scientific issues. So we go for, this is Athar actually. We go we try to build like an Arabic content based on the scientific issue on the social media to increase all the content on all the Arabic content on the social media. And now we have like one of the Life Yahudi project. It's about as I mentioned before, to provide like micro funds for the startup and the beneficiaries who have like small works and they need to upgrade their businesses. We provide them with e-marketing training and all kinds of these stuffs. But one of the our success stories we have a lot, especially on the BSS and for the educations. But one of the our success stories, as I mentioned, Abdullah, there is like the Ministry of Education, they allow us to provide the BSS issues inside their schools, and because it is the first time the psychosocial supports actually allowed to be on the schools, based on the children and youth and all kind of the community. So this is Athar in briefly. I know we didn't have like time, so any questions? You are welcome to.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your presentation. I'm sure there will be many questions, so wait for it. Actually, I really enjoyed your presentation, and it was very clear. So many projects, and thank you so much for your work. And actually, I'm very inspired by both of you, all of your projects, and you people. You are truly ambassadors for peace in your region. So thank you once again. We need to work with with these already amazing foundations. So now, as you anticipated, I would like to invite both the speakers back to the virtual floor. So please come back, because we have many questions. I want to start with the first one. So the first one is for Mr. Jubur. You can feel free to answer in Arabic. We will give you translation, so don't worry. So how would you describe the participation of youth in politics and civil society in Jordan? So how is the participation of youth in politics and civil society in Jordan?
شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you so much. Is it okay to answer now, or do I need to wait?
Yes, please answer.
Thank you. The civil society in Jordan, in comparison with the political society, the civil society is stronger and has more power of decision making, while the political society is not strong. The political parties are weak. So the youth participation in the civil society is much bigger and wider and has more impact in comparison to their participation in the political parties and also participation in the general election. And this is due to many reasons and many issues. The youth affects the political work, but they don't participate in regularly or systematically, which means they affect the decision making politically through campaigns, of awareness, developmental programs, but they are not systematic in this political participation, because there is a division between the civil and political society, And the civil society is the one who develops the political society through educating it and also supplying it with youth and women who are capable of participating politically actively. The civil society or the organization of civil society, they are doing this raising awareness, raising political awareness and awareness of the elections and also monitoring the elections, but they do not participate regularly in political activities. The youth in Jordan really make a big demographic part, and they affect the decision making, but their participation is not regular and systematic, but just on the level of influencing and making a change through the initiatives and programs.
Thank you for your very precise answer, and also we can understand even better, your works on on empowering young people. So now let's go to the other speaker. So after we will come back to you also. So this question is for Mr. Belaya. How is the response of the older generations to the good work that you're doing with youth in Al Ghazafah? Do you think your work is also making a positive impact on them or the older generation, so they can support young future leaders?
Okay. Yani, thank you for this question. Actually, I have to tell you a story that's showing you yani, your exact question. When we start on our place, actually, most of the community ignore us, and they didn't allow us to actually provide any training session inside it or doing any activity. They thought we have an agenda. Because they thought we came back with Israel issues or any Masons issues. So they thought we have an agenda, and we want to destroy the community values and behaviors and all kinds of these stuffs. So with the first year, they didn't also allow anyone from the community or the neighborhoods to came to our center and taking any training session. After that, we try to exposure more for the parents. That's why we starting like a school it's called a parenting school. It's not like a traditional school. We have like schools for the parents to show them what the activity that we work and what goes our mission. Each workshop or training session, what we are doing inside it, what we learn, or build the capacity for their children. That's why after that they actually accept what we do. Then we build like a committee from the community leaders, from the elderly people to lead our workshop, and to actually give a good impression about our works and the true impression for our works. So after that, we didn't need to recruit anyone. When we post like a Facebook or Instagram yani post, we can reach any persons who need. Because we have a lot of programs that running by other team, so we try to figure out the most needed yani things on the community to work with and work on it. So now they have to accept what we do and all kind of our work. eventually, like after 6 years or 7 years, they accept us, and we build like a trust relationship with the community. So now they came like on daily basis to tell us we need to build our capacity on this sectors or in this major. So if you have an training session or workshop session, we actually we want to participate on it. So it's need time, but they eventually they actually accept this, and they believed on the and the trust about what we do. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So you started with also educating parents, and I think this is very, very important yeah, point. And yeah, sometimes yeah, we need to wait a bit for things to work. But yeah, thank you so much. So I want now to go back to Mr. Hajbur. Okay, this is a more practical question. So yeah, you mentioned that one of the aspects that the Citizenship Center focuses on is digital citizenship. Can you explain more about that, please? How do you focus on building digital citizenship?
اوكي، شكرا جزيلا. فيما يتعلق بالمواطنة الرقمية
In the citizenship, digital citizenship, the Citizenship Center is not the one who made this concept, but it's from the UNESCO. And this concept started in 2000. And during the period of coronavirus and these closures, and which really stopped our projects that were supposed to be in the field, in Jordan and other nations, we started to develop this digital citizenship through programs, educational programs in the civil society or for the active youth in the Arab region. So what we did, we executed this program of digital citizenship with the goal of raising awareness about digital awareness, because the coronavirus pandemic forced us to focus on the digital communities, digital societies, the teaching, education, the organization, even the government started to be presented as a digital platform, and relationships between economically between individuals and societies became digital. That's why we had to elevate this understanding of citizenship to the level of the digital. So what we mean by that, as an example, we encourage people to volunteer. The Citizenship Center really advocated the idea of digital volunteerism. So we accept digital volunteers from Jordan, from other Arab nations, and even foreign nations, so they can help in these programs that are executed by the Citizenship Center, either if it's just political discussions or webinars or training programs that are digital, or making political papers and translations. And this will help really in bringing people together, because we create a common platform through this digital volunteering, so that the volunteer can benefit by knowing different cultures and having different experiences that are between different nations and societies. And this way, we don't really that's why we focus on this volunteerism. And we started this after coronavirus started, and we want to increase our focus on this aspect even in 2023 until 2025. The digital citizenship is not something that really just focusing on the governmental department geographically or of a specific nation, but it became an open relationship and openness to a bigger society that is beyond the government or the nation, and that can reach to the surrounding nations and all the international system. So this is because also of the technological revolution and also our reliance on social media. So this transition, even though it's sudden, from local citizenship to digital or international citizenship, it was necessary. And through it, it was necessary to focus on the digital citizenship. So through it, how can we deal as young people and as civil organizations to deal with different people from East Asia or Europe who have different cultures and different thoughts and different tools in dealing with things. So we have to respect their privacy, because part of respecting the other depends on knowing the other, understanding their culture, getting to know their culture and their character. That's why it was necessary to focus on this digital citizenship and create digital citizens who are good and are able to deal with these changes that are happening on the digital world. That we live now in a digital society. That's why we had to develop this kind of citizenship. And we want to continue to develop it in the next 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you for the detailed answer to this question. So yes, we are having very interesting questions. So I thank you for giving very precise answers. So yeah, we need to create these good word also in the digital sphere. So now I will go back to Mr. Belaya. So you mentioned that an area you focus on is the peace building and amendment of the criminal penalty sanctions code in Jordanian universities. Can you explain more about this code and what are you trying to achieve?
Yes, thank you, Daniela, for this question. Actually, we try to change the law, the university's laws in Jordan, because if you have any extreme behaviors on or any behaviors that lead to put you on unacceptable situation or antisocial behaviors or any kind of these behaviors and attitude, the university laws can actually separated you from universities and without any certification and without any complete of your major. So we try to change this law. If any students at the university do any extreme behaviors or any behaviors for the first time, to instead separated them to do like a civic services for the community, or services in the CBOs or in the universities or any kind of places, instead to separate them from the university. Because once you separate them from the universities and the majors, they actually have we put them under profound stress, and he have no opportunity to go back for the universities or any universities. So we actually taking one of the opportunities that may he actually find work for it or build his futures based on the certification or the major he actually study at. So if we actually, for the one fault or one attitude, we separate them, it's a disaster. So that's why we try to change it to for the community services instead to separate them.
Thank you so much. So
and actually it's worked. it's work right now. It's already changed. The law on the universities were changed, and this is one of also our success stories. So, and especially also for the juveniles, also we have we like do an advocacy campaign, a huge advocacy campaign to change the law if there's like any underage children who do like an attitude or يعني they are being with the any antisocial behaviors, to not يعني put them on the jail, to go with the CBOs or organization to do like a community services instead to go for jail. And this is actually work. We have like 2 success stories on the universities and on the juvenile laws.
Wow, thank you very much. So it's important to educate more than punish, to change things, right? So yeah, thank you so much for your answer. And now we have time for 2 more questions each. I hope you're good with that. So I want to go back to Mr. Hajibur. So the person says, congratulations on the achievement of having the curriculum for citizenship included in the public education system in Jordan. Can you give us some examples of how the curriculum can teach the students about citizenship?
شكرا مرة أخرى.
Thank you again. In truth, in reality, this curriculum we designed with partners, other civil society organizations, and also governmental institutions. It's a curriculum about democracy and public opinion. It talks about how to participation in politics and the political system. And part of the curriculum also is dealing with the citizenship and identity. We developed this part about the citizenship and identity by using our own curriculum. And then later we taught and we educated a group of teachers. They can teach they can teach this citizenship in schools to students through getting rid of teaching that just repetitive, because the education in Middle East and North Africa is really focused on just repeating things. So the teacher just guides the students in the lecture, and then the students just interact in a very low quality. So we make the setting as a discussion or dialogue discussion, that we can get rid of these concepts, negative concepts about citizenship that they have, and then we create concepts that relate to dialogue and accepting the other, and how to participate positively in the public work and to achieve the general good, public good, instead of having work that is based on personal benefit. And part of the curriculum also focuses on the privacy or the Jordanian society. As Anna spoke earlier, there is a privacy. There is a big group of refugees and immigrants. So there is a diversity, a huge diversity in Jordan. And this diversity has to be a positive diversity. So we in the Citizenship Center and in this curriculum of citizenship, we enrich this diversity and make it even more appealing, so that it appears more in the society, and that there is diversity, so societal diversity, which leads to political diversity, and that there is difference. We transition, we help the society to transit from differences, from conflict to just accepting the differences, that this diversity is based on human dignity, that we as a society, we have to work together for the public good, that and in reality, this curriculum is not mandatory for the, sorry, it is mandatory for all the students from the 10th grade to the 12th grade before going to university. And this effort for the first time in Jordan comes really, the credit goes to a committee of dialogue that Anas was part of, and also this committee of youth dialogue to upgrade the political system in Jordan. So this curriculum is the result of the efforts that this committee has made. And Anas himself is one of the people who put this effort, and really we worked to complement it. There was a lot of effect on the political aspect. So we are complementing each other, and we're making these policies so we can affect directly. So Anas actually did achieve the goal of Athar organization, which is to identify the problem and then make a way to fix the problem, and making a strategy to deal with this problem and make a change and make an impact. That's why I thank Anas also for his efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's so beautiful to see how your work complement each other's work. So it's very beautiful to see. So now also Mr. Bilaya, I want to ask you one last question. This is more a personal question. In your bio, the MC, so me, mentioned that originally you have a bachelor degree in nursing and pharmacy. What inspired you personally to shift your career 100% towards civil society and work with NGOs?
Okay. So the first major I have been, it's the nursing. After that, when I graduate, I didn't work on it. So I do like another majors. It's the PharmD. So after that, I work as a pharmacist on the hospitals and drug house companies. But during that, I saw, because I lived on Rusaifa and I was born in Rusaifa, I saw the lack of opportunities and the highest extreme behaviors and the antisocial behaviors and a lot of problems and issues that the youth actually suffered here in Rusaifa. We're talking the highest unemployment level from youth. We're talking about the highest crime percentage in Jordan, the highest extreme behaviors in Jordan. All of that actually in Rusaifa. The highest, the poorest people here in Rusaifa, the most crowded population and density here in Rusaifa. So I decide to support people as much as I can. And my mentality were to support people by humanitarian issues instead to build them capacities or any kind of these stuffs. But I start to show the impact of psychosocial supports and how they can relieve all the stressors and how they can build the capacity for youth to having a defense coping mechanism when they having any stressors or when they facing any challenging during their lives and all kind of these stuff. So I saw many cases actually have suicide admits. They actually provided with psychological support, and they being after the support and sessions and all kind of psychological support, they actually now an active persons in the community and they support others from youth. So I saw how the psychosocial supports and the capacity building for the youth will being like a light on the or candles on their lives. So this is actually what I think I have like self-esteem and self يعني acceptance for the effect that I saw on the community, for the effect that actually I saw with the youth. So I feel like satisfied and more than satisfied. This is like the feeling inside me. I can't describe it by words, but when I felt it, actually one of the best feeling that I ever had when I saw how many people actually and how many youth their life were changed, and like the services that we provide for them support them with the future, with their career path to build their future. It's one of the best feeling ever for me. So that's why I'm working now with Athar as a full-time employees. I left my work يعني as a pharmacist on some hospitals, and this is the only source for money that يعني I have it. But before I left, I like open a pharmacy. So and I have my colleagues actually work on it. So now I'm full-time يعني available with Athar to show this impact, because يعني it's an amazing impact, and I am so satisfied with the all the services that we provide in Athar. So that's why. And to be honest, during my universities, when I'm studied, many people helped me to complete my study. This is the first time I mentioned this ever. Many people helped me to give me like money to complete my study, to cover the semester courses cost. And when I graduate and have work, I go back for them to give them like money. So they told me to support others. That's why I have like responsible for يعني for other people to it's يعني as something I have to pay, and that's why. Sorry.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing your motivation, your heart, yeah, your experience, Mr. Vilia. Thank you so much. I have one question now for both of you. So feel free to choose who wants to answer first. So this question is, what is the dream of the Jordanian youth? Yeah, you can choose who wants to go first.
Abdullah, تفضل.
Thank you. Dreams, not a dream, just one dream.
Dreams or the dream as you.
أحلام الشباب في الأردن مختلفة. الشباب في المناطق
The youth in the poor areas and marginalized, they have a dream to have a better life in a higher society that has more services, and that they can live in dignity. And the youth in the cities, they believe also they have a dream to improve their level of life and achieve their personal dreams, to help themselves and help their families to develop. We in Jordan we have a saying that we say about Jordan, that Jordan is a quiet house in a very loud neighborhood. We live in the middle of nations that have lots of conflicts and lots of problems. But on the other hand, in Jordan, there is a stability. So but the Jordanian youth dream to have a better life, and there is a big percentage of youth who believe in leaving the country and living in another place. Of course, this is part of the human nature in general. I was in the USA 2 months ago, and the youth in America also, they dream of going to a better place. So the dream of leaving the nation or going to another place in the mind of the youth is present in all societies, especially poor societies. And this is part of human's nature, especially that we as human, we want best for us, we want to develop ourselves. But the dream that really bring all people together, the one dream is to achieve a level of life that is better, living conditions, and also to be able to have projects that bring changes, real changes, and not to feel marginalized. The youth in Jordan relationship with the public institutions are not so good. It's caused by lots of accumulated reasons. But there is one dream that brings most of the youth together, which is to improve their living conditions and help the societies and the communities of Jordan to develop and to grow and to move forward and improve also the levels of development in different aspects. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
شكرا عبد الله. Thank you, Abdullah. Actually, يعني, if we go for the youth of Jordan, because as I mentioned, Abdullah, they actually seeking for the financial stable, because one of the يعني, biggest challenging for the youth to find a jobs or to have like a source of money with يعني with career. But unfortunately, we have the يعني, the largest unemployment percentage on the world, but between the youth, I mean. And they actually want to live without need any charity, and we want like to be Jordan the safest place on the world, one of the safest places on the world, and one of the يعني countries that make the youth actually participate on the decision making and being like يعني several countries, and to achieve their dreams in their country, not to go outside Jordan to achieve their dreams. This is what actually the youth in Jordan want to be. They have not like a huge dream. They dream to be Jordan, one of the best countries on the world, with the technical issues, with the employment issues, with the rights, human rights, and all kind of civic countries and civic laws. This is actually what we want to show the Jordan, and it's يعني it's like a small things when you try to dream about to find a job or to find like an education system, an appropriate education system, or an appropriate health services, or any kind of these يعني essential issues to have it. So this is actually the dream for the Jordanian youth to make like the change, to be participate on the world and inside and outside Jordan, good change. So, and they try to present Jordan and Jordanian youth on all the countries, all the conference with the good initiative. They actually have it, or they work inside it, like Mr. Abdullah actually did in his with his colleague on the organization, and with my colleagues in Qatar. We try to do like an amazing impact for the community inside Jordan and outside Jordan. This is actually what we try to dream about, to make change, to have the power to make the change.
Thank you. So this power, you have to make a change inside and outside the country. So thank you so much for your very beautiful answers, very insightful answers. I want to thank you once again also for the people that asked the questions. Yeah, you did very good questions. Thank you so much once again. And now I want to invite Dr. Sarah Hamed, who is going to enrich today's session with some final remarks. So yeah, please welcome Mrs. Sarah Hamed. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. Thank you so much for your very nice emceeing, and thank you to our speakers today, Mr. Abdullah Jabbour and Mr. Anas Bilia. We're very happy to hear and listen from your about your work, amazing work that you're doing. And from my own perspective, I'm not saying this just as someone who only heard about their work, but as someone who met them. I had the chance to meet both speakers in October when I went to a trip to Jordan for an activity related to IAYSP. And I was really impressed by the hearts of the people of Jordan, their hospitality and also their beautiful hearts. They have this pure and kind nature that is really untouched and preserved. So it's really remarkable, this kind of heart that they have. And I have a feeling that because of this heart, we could see the great work that both of our speakers are doing. And not just them, but I'm sure behind each one of them, there are a big group of people, young men and women who are supporting them and who are really working hard with them to achieve all the goals that they mentioned today. So just to share a little bit, when I went there to Jordan, in October was to make an event of YSP in collaboration with Women's Federation for World Peace Jordan through its president, Mrs. Fusayo Rikura. She couldn't join us today, but she is also working just near the organization of Athar. So she is the one who introduced us to Mr. Anas. And during our stay, we could make a program of character education and training for 35 young adults between the age of 13 and age of around 26. And the training itself took place in Athar Center for Youth Development. So I had the chance to go there and see some of their staff, and really I was so impressed by the good work that they are doing. And that's why I feel really familiar with all the work that was shared today about Athar organization. So I think today we clearly could see a great investment from both our speakers, that they are pouring all their hearts and all their efforts, really is coming from their hearts into the Jordanian youth to empower them and really make sure that they have a bright future. And here I just want to connect also that the work of IAYSP in general, relating to the founder of IAYSP, that she is also, our founder is pouring all her heart and efforts to empower the youth all around the world and remind them of the value of serving others. I think it was very clear that we have to really work hard to understand others and to serve our communities, our nation. And the focus of our even organization is to really focus to bring this service for others as an important value, starting with serving our parents and then expanding to our societies and nations. So the founder, Dr. Haq Jahan Moon, she founded both International Association of Youth and Students for Peace and Women's Federation for World Peace. And she continues to support youth activities even as she's approaching the age of 8 years old. And one thing I just want to quote from her own words from her autobiography. This is something I feel fits really well with all that we are all trying to do. She says that the truth that education shapes young people and that young people shape the future will never change. To ensure a bright future, it is absolutely necessary to raise up youth of talent, wisdom, and virtue. And I believe this is something that both our speakers are doing and they could share with us today. So our coming together today, I think, is what we need to share our common goals and aspirations and really find ways to give the right tools to the youth in general, and of course to the youth in Jordan specifically. So with this, really, I want to thank again our two speakers Really wonderful, wonderful presentations. You enlightened us about your work in Jordan, but also you made us understand more the situation of the Jordanian youth, or let's say the youth in Jordan in general. So thank you again for joining us today, and really may all that you are doing continue to bring results and hope and active peace for the young people there. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And yeah, thank you once again for the speakers that, yeah, they could share their heart with us today. Thank you also for all participants that joined, and all the people also that translated in the background. Before parting, I would like to give some final announcements. Firstly, we will share in the chat the informations about the organizations of our speakers, Earth Organization and the Citizenship Center. So now we will see the information in the chat. So please go to check it, like it, and yeah, spread the word to the people that you know. And for those who are joining us today and didn't register before, please register in the links that are soon being shared in the chat as well. And we are very happy to receive your feedback and your suggestions and to improve the forum. So please don't hesitate to fill the feedback form. And so thank you in advance for that. Finally, I would like to remind you that our next session will be on the 14th of January, and more information will be sent to you via email soon, so don't worry. So I want to thank all of you to join us today. I wish all people here a happy month of celebration and preparation for a good next year. Goodbye, everyone. Before saying goodbye, this is a final song for you.